are live right
Oh my
now.
God.
Kaboom. We are here.
Love and Chugs podcast,
Uh uh uh.
episode 201. Motherfucker. Anthony,
Yo.
we
Yo.
have done this 201 times for the people.
Yes, we have. And we're going to do it 200 and more times than 1,000 until one of us gets
We're not fucking
tired.
finished with you bitches.
Yeah.
We're not fucking finished with you.
Yeah.
So before we actually went live, we were discussing like the fact that someone that you know sold an idea and now they see that the value at which they sold it for, the person they sold it to is making that much money every month.
Yes.
Right? So let's just throw a number. This is not an accurate number because I don't want to fucking bury anybody.
Oh, no, it's
But let's
fine.
say
That dude's making.
let's say I make an idea. I have
Yeah.
an idea,
Yeah.
and I sell that idea for $10,000. I'm like, yo, I got this idea for a product. You give me 10 grand, and it's yours. You should not be surprised or resentful even if somebody comes around, takes your idea, and makes money on it. That's what you're supposed to do with products. And I think that creative people, and I'll throw myself in that little group.
Mm-hmm.
I think overvalue our ideas. So it's like, but it was my idea, and it's like, yeah, cute. Like you had an idea. The thing that actually matters is your ability to execute the idea, and the person that executes is going to get way more money than the person who thought something up, and that's just the way it is. And I think as creative people, we have to have a degree of comfort with that if we're going to go the route of selling the idea. If you want to be both people, then you're going to keep all the cash. Like if you want to be the fucking creator and the executor, well, there's a lot of cash in that, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I'm kind of in the very early stages of creating a brand new product. You know, like I've been in my notebook and I've been writing, and I was thinking about the same thing. It's like, okay, when this is complete, like not just the writing of it, but when the shooting of it is complete, I have to be in that same position. Am I going to be like, here's this product that I've made, and if you can make it work and get other people to get it, we're going to split some of this money, right?
Yeah.
If I make that choice, I can't be upset at how much money the motherfucker who decides to distribute and execute the sales of it makes.
Right.
Like, but if I can be that person, then I can take the fucking lion's share. So if you think you're a lion and you have ideas, don't be handing out your share and then getting mad at the person who fucking made the fucking thing work.
Right.
You know, it's just the way it is. Like, that's how the world works. That's products of any kind, Like, even if it was retail, if I bought a product and flipped it, I'm not selling it for what. Like, we're in business to make money.
Right. Right. And that's the
So yeah,
goal.
but that is what's that?
To make money. We're not here
Yeah,
to.
that is the point, man. The
Yeah.
point is to make money.
Yeah. Like that was the whole
And like,
point.
I think no, that was what?
But we my thing keeps cutting out, so we keep like desyncing what we're saying. So keep going.
Well, it's just that I really think that when I finish this project, I have to make that serious decision of like, how should this be executed? How can this be executed best? And I'm gonna have to reach out for guidance on those things. And when someone sells their idea, I always wonder how much guidance they look for before they made that choice. Because like when rent's due and you say I'm gonna throw you a $50,000 check, it's hard to say no to that.
Right.
It's hard to say no. Like, oh, 50K for this idea I had, and then you start thinking to yourself like, I've got lots of ideas, and that should be your first fucking clue. Your first fucking clue that your shit is not as valuable as you think it are is you have lots of ideas. You have lots of ideas. All of them are valuable. Like, are you sure? Are
Not
you
all of
sure?
them. Not all of them.
I just think that the more you have of anything, just naturally, the more it fucking decreases in value. No matter how valuable it is. Like, you just have more of them. Well, each one has a little other value. But this is just an idea. It's not. It's only an idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, just because I thought that that would be interesting to talk about with the others, you know, our audience, if you will, our tiny but mighty audience.
Right. The people. The people.
Yeah, dude. That's who we do it for. And then you also gave me a little heads up that Mr. Anthony Pettis
Mm-hmm.
is looking for a fight right now.
Yes.
Who's he looking to fight?
Diego Nightmare Sanchez.
Okay, so that's the who.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me why?
Let's see. I want Diego Sanchez. That's what I told Duke. One more fight before the end of the year. I tell myself 3 big fights this year. He's available at 155. There's no one available for me. I want to stay busy. I feel like especially the fans want to see it. That's what it's all about. If the fans want to see the fight I choose, then it works out. There are a lot of good guys, but I feel like Diego deserves that kind of fight. He's been around a long time.
So, to me, you just said Diego deserves that kind of fight.
Yeah.
Maybe that kind of fight. Maybe he'll earn more than he fights someone else. Or maybe you think he deserves kind of ass whooping because his last performance wasn't incredible.
No.
He just took a lot of from Michael Chiesa. Like he just got his ass whooped.
Hey, just giving you a heads up, Darren. You're starting to cut out a lot. And it's not even I don't even know if it's my internet this time because everything is stable, like stream wise, everything else is stable. So I think I might be losing internet connection.
Okay. It's just that the thing that bothers me about Anthony Pettis fighting Diego is that Anthony has looked excellent, and Anthony is in a stable environment in camp. Where Diego Sanchez recently got rid of his whole camp and walked out there with one dude who doesn't know how to fight. And now that's who you want to call out? Like, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, the dude that got his ass whooped under strange circumstances, that's what the people want to see. Like, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I think Donald Cerrone just had a loss, too.
Yeah.
I'd much rather see you fight Donald Cerrone. Even though that fight has already occurred, hasn't it?
I believe so, and I think Anthony Pettis has knocked that cowboy hat off.
So even then, even still, it's not like it's fresh in anybody's mind.
Right.
And the thing that we don't need is Diego Sanchez going out there and getting whooped on. Like, I would like to see Diego walk away. That's what I would like to see. I think it's time. He's been around a long time, as Anthony pointed out. Right? He's been around a long time, since Ultimate Fighter 1, I believe.
Yes.
So what are we doing here? And then you got to think, he was already fighting in King of the Cage. He was their champion, I believe, when that show started. So it's like, when is it all right for Diego Sanchez to walk away, and what else does he have in his life? And the fact that the most stable thing that I would assume he has in his life for that long period of time was that gym. And to dissolve that relationship quickly and to head into a fight with a non-combat guy in your corner doesn't make me feel like you have the most stable state of mind. And I wouldn't want to take advantage of that if I didn't have to. Like, if somebody said, this is the guy you're fighting, his name's Diego, I would be our back.
To a degree. Yeah, this is quite annoying. I need to definitely talk to my internet provider this week. This is quite...
We will discuss it with them.
Yes.
They don't understand how major you are now, you know?
Apparently.
You're major now.
Apparently.
So mage. So yeah, I was just ranting about how Anthony should find a better fight. Like, you're very close to being the guy that, like, gets up on the school bus and slaps the kid with the helmet on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're very close to doing that. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely exaggerating the thing, but it's not that much of an exaggeration. And that in itself means that maybe it's not a good choice. Am I off base here?
I don't know. I mean, I think that I'll say out of that division, or out of that whole division of welterweights, the 3 that seem the most exciting right now are like Pettis, Nate Diaz, and Masvidal, and I think they're all just kind of making their own fights and not trying to deal with the rankings and going it at their own way. So I don't think it's not wrong to say that he's definitely like he's punching down, but I don't know. I think it's I think the way he's trying to execute, it makes sense to me. It's like, all right, you're trying to, I guess, like bring up this guy's brain as well. It's not like, hey, we're gonna make this a very tactical fight where I'm like, I dismantle all your things and do it. From what it sounds like, it's like he's like, hey, we're gonna make this a kind of like a slugfest sort of deal. That's what I've gotten from it so far.
Wait, so you in what he said, you figured out his strategy for the fight?
I think it's gonna be like a slugfest. I don't think it's gonna be like a tactical, like take him down sort of deal. I think that's the reason why he would make the fight the way he wants to make it. Because if you make it any other way, you're doing a disservice to the fans. Like if you say it like that, then you're an ass. If you say it like that and mean it totally differently, you're an asshole. Like you're flat out an asshole. Like the only reason why everybody likes the Diego Sanchez is because he's throwing rocks from his hip. It's not because he's going for Imanari rolls and heel hooking dudes, or he's taking their back, or he's just straight up just outpointing them. It's because he comes forward, he doesn't stop until you stop, or until he stopped.
I think that's the only dangerous thing about him at this point. The fact that he doesn't stop. And how much of that, besides cardio, has to do with a level of intelligence. Like, it's a question worth asking. And I know it sounds fucked up, but I'm essentially saying, is he a little bit off? And does that mean he's not going to know how to quit, either in a fight or as a fighter, as a career? And maybe it's time that somebody does that shit for him before he starts talking strangely. You know what I mean? Like, how many more shots do we need Diego Sanchez to take? I don't think any.
It's only as many as
I don't think any.
well, we can't say that. Like we can try, we can say whatever we want. We can speculate. We can say what we think, but it's not gonna matter because it's like at the end of the day, this dude has free will.
Yes, but so does the organization. And like, the thing is, does he define himself as a UFC fighter at this point? Because if he does, and they say, Mr. Sanchez, we appreciate everything you have done for the sport, and we're gonna put you in the Hall of Fame right now, right this second.
Yeah.
Does he need to go over to ONE or to Bellator at that point, or can he sit the fuck down?
He might. There's a strong possibility that these guys, these originals, as you call them, are they believe they're not like UFC fighters. They're not brand associated. They're fighters. So like their thing is to fight. Like this generation of UFC athletes, they're considered athletes, not fighters. So I think being a fighter is much more is like distinguished more for like somebody in Diego's class than it is for somebody in like say like Israel Adesanya's class. Does that make sense?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think there has been a shift culturally because Diego is a throwback to those old NHB days where a lot of these guys came up in MMA. They came up learning MMA or started something else and entered MMA at a high level at that something else. So yes, I think the nature of the beast has changed, but the nature of Diego is difficult to change.
Yeah.
And that's why I think some motherfuckers should try to change it for him. And for all I know, that was the disagreement with Jackson. Maybe the disagreement was, hey, are you sure you need to even do this?
Yeah.
And he's like, of course I need to do this. I'm a fighter. I got to get with someone who understands my mindset.
Right.
And then you hire some fucking weirdo who's going to say like, you can do it. I believe in you. And that's his coaching style.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be shocking. But I'd be interested to find out about that. Not that I'm so interested that I'm going to go look into it myself.
No.
But if that information fell into my lap, I would be interested in knowing it.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so speaking of fights that happened, I guess we were both wrong about Anthony Pettis versus Justin Gaethje.
Well, it wasn't Anthony Pettis, you son of a bitch.
Not Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje and Cowboy.
And were we that wrong?
Yes, because
was I that wrong?
Yes, we were. We were completely wrong. Because we picked
Why?
we picked two different things. We said if Cowboy takes it slow and if he's a very calculated fight, then Cowboy's most likely going to win. If we say that Justin Gaethje, if they go balls to the wall, Justin Gaethje's going to win. Now, if I recall, my memory might have been a little bit hazy, but I think it was the middle where said Justin Gaethje's like, hey, watch this. I can be technical too. Let's play this game of I'm going to kickbox you.
and then he ended up winning.
Yeah.
And he did some merciful shit. He didn't want to like really fuck him up at the end.
Yeah.
You know, he showed a lot of respect.
It was nice.
It was a restrained victory. I will concede that there was more strategy out of Justin, but I do think that they had a slugfest to a degree, that they really went after each other. And that's kind of what I said. If they go after each other, it's going to end, and it's going to be Justin in the first round. And if it's more strategic and Cowboy can get him to the point where he's tired, Cowboy can win a decision.
Right.
But, of course, I am a legendary revisionist, so I will choose to believe you. I will choose to believe that I did say exactly what you said I said, and that I was less correct than I'd like to be. I will concede that much.
He's like, I was.
No further.
I was less correct, not totally incorrect. That's fair. That's fair.
Wrongish.
Wrong-ish. So we go from one fight night to another. Oh, did you get any info from Glover?
I did not.
Oh, that's sad.
I did not. I know that he had a losing effort, right?
No, he won.
He won?
Yeah, he won.
I thought he lost.
He got his decision.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't see that fight, and I was told that he lost, and I was like, oh, that's a bummer.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everybody did good this card. Like, well, except for Todd Duffy and Jeff Hughes. I don't remember what happened, but it became a no contest draw. Round
there
one.
Was an eye poke that led to the fight being stopped.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is unfortunate because I know Todd has been working for a comeback. Like I see him at the PI, I see him at Extreme. I know he's been working hard. And when it's not even that the fight doesn't go your way, but when there's a lack of a conclusion after a lot of hard work, sometimes that's even more difficult to swallow than a loss. It's almost like, why the fuck did I even do all this? Could be a thought that enters your mind. Where it's not like I kicked his ass and now I'm back, or I lost, but I can go back to the drawing board, or I lost and maybe I should hang it up. It's like, fuck, I did all that shit and I literally have no result. I have no result. Like, it's as if it didn't happen. It's fucked up.
Yeah. No, that is kind of, it's one of those things where it's just like, it just happens. You can't, it's not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happens. But I'm just saying, like, psychologically, that can be a very difficult thing to battle back from. Like, a no contest. Things where, like headbutts and eye pokes, and you know what I'm saying? Ball kicks, not so much. You don't really see fights stop because of those. But headbutts and eye pokes, like, those can make a wonderful night come to an end very, very quickly and upset everyone involved. The audience, both fighters, everybody's camp. Like, everyone's pissed.
Rampage Jackson just comes out the crowd.
But you know that these things just happen.
They do.
Especially when they actually just happen. Like in boxing, when there's a clash of heads and a cut opens up, the crowd just goes, ugh. Like, it's not like, oh shit. Like, they don't react to just the violence. They react to what it means. Like, God damn it, this might be the end of our night. Like, and it's the third fucking round. Like, God damn it, these guys are really lighting shit up, and now it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Like, that's a shitty thing to have happen just as an audience member. So imagine if you're the man or woman in the arena.
It's terrible.
And, like, you've done all this work, and then it's taken away from you, from both of you, because of one of those things that could happen in a gym. Like, one of my homies right now is training and got a gash over his eye from a clash of heads while grappling.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Things just happen.
Yeah.
Things just happen. There's no malice involved. Nobody grabbed his head, fucking gave him the gimmick. No one headbutted this guy on purpose. There was a clash.
Yeah.
There was a clash, and only one guy started bleeding. And had the lights been on, and had people bought tickets, there would have been a lot more disappointment. But because of how it happened, only one guy ends up disappointed, right? That's the reality. One guy feels bad, and one guy's actually disappointed because he knows that his training is going to be affected by this moment.
Yes.
Right? But you add a bunch of people, and everybody involved is sad.
That is true. Well, I can tell you where one guy was happy.
Where?
The fight before that, Michael Pereira versus Tristan Connolly. So if I recall correctly, that Michael Pereira was, overweight by a pound or two, so he lost 20% of his purse. And then I think
Damn.
Tristan Connolly was either short noticed or a super underdog in this fight, and gets whooped on for like a round and a half. Comes back.
Did he bet on himself?
No, he didn't bet on himself. He didn't win a decision, but end of the fight. So not only does he get the 20%, but he also got 100K from Dana and company. They're like, "Yo, baby, here you go. Here's 100K for doing you justice." Yeah, and he
Whoa.
finds out live on broadcast, and he like his eyes get wide, like, what'd you just say to me? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you got 100K. He's like, what's that? So
See, dude, that's the reason to make a lot of money.
yeah,
The reason to make a lot of money is to be able to change somebody's life like that whenever you fucking feel like it. That's the reason. Like when I'm writing my fucking gimmick and shit, and like when I'm thinking about like the long future, not the short-term future, the long future, and I'm like, man, even though I'm a relatively simple motherfucker, and all I really want, like for myself, is comfort and weed.
and stem cells.
That's really all I actually want.
And stem cells. Don't forget stem cells.
Well, I mean, that's part of comfort. So that's all I actually want. Like,
Right.
I'm not big on things. I don't want like fancy shit, but I don't want to be an old man and see a person who's like powerful or dynamic and in a position to do a lot, who just needs fucking capital and not be able to give it to him. Like, I want to be a game changer. I want to be a life changer for somebody else. And like the one thing that like reminded me of it this week is seeing that Andres was doing classes in Latvia.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when he was a kid, he had mentioned it. Like, wouldn't it be cool if I could like be in Latvia one day teaching jujitsu and like make that a place where people did a lot of jujitsu? It's just something that you say when you're a kid, right?
Right.
Unless you're a bad motherfucker.
And you do it.
And like, even though he did all of that fucking work, like I got to be the seed for a thing that let him transform his life and now do that shit that he was talking about when he was a teenager, when he was hanging out with some fucking loser. He's really doing that shit. That's gangster as fuck.
Right.
And like, that feeling of being able to impact people is fucking addictive. Like, I want to impact more people from a better place. Like, so instead of giving you the ball and you having to just run with the ball and make up the sport yourself, because that's the position that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I wasn't able to give him much guidance besides here are the basics of jiu-jitsu, which are all I really understand. Now try to fucking kill everybody, you know?
Right.
That was essentially our relationship. Like, but that was all I had to offer at the time. If I had more to offer, I could have given more.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And so that's the motivation for building something. The motivation for building something isn't like, and then I'll be fucking balling. I don't give a fuck about that. I would already have shit if I cared about it. If I were that driven by my own ego, I would have already done it. I'm just not. But I do get motivated by the idea of helping other people, even though I act like I fucking hate everyone. In fact, it's kind of a result of me hating everyone that makes me want to do it. Because when you look at the people that I choose, they're not the people, they're the fringe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I choose the people on the fringe. And I'm like, hey, you want to change your life? This is the only tool I know how to do it with.
It's like, yeah.
So I'll give you everything I have. I'll give you everything I have. And guess what? Honestly, it's not that much sometimes, but I'll give it to you. like, I'll give it to you. And then if you can fucking run with it, run with it. But man, as I become more, I'll be able to do more.
Yeah. That's the goal for
And then we
everybody.
can fucking take something and make it fucking dangerous.
Exactly. We can make fire.
Even like Love and Chokes, right? Like I fucking, we have podcasts. There was a school. Fucking, there were t-shirts. There's a mock-up of a hoodie.
Yeah.
I've sold many, many, many t-shirts for a person who doesn't know that many human beings.
Yeah.
Like, there have been 5 runs of Love and Choke shirts. So that's Somewhere in the world, there's about 200 shirts.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the world, there are about 200 shirts paid for by human beings that just say 3 words on them that I made up one day. Not the words themselves, but the little phrase
Yeah.
that I made up one day, sitting in my room with a joint in my hand.
It's
Like on the internet, I was just saying, like, I don't want to buy Gucci sneakers. Why would I buy Gucci sneakers when I could have somebody draw a mock-up of a sneaker with my help, put my Love and Chokes brand on it, put Keebler is Tiny on it, and have those be my shoes
yeah.
for less money? Why would I pay $600 for a pair of shoes with some other motherfucker's name on it who I've never met, who's never done anything for me? Why would I do that? Like, I don't understand that. I used to like kind of sort of want that. I used to have this idea of having Prada shoes.
Yeah.
Just because one day I was training and somebody stepped out of their Prada shoes and beat the shit out of me, and I was like, that's kind of cool, actually. I was like, that's kind of cool. Put his Rolex back on when he was finished.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of cool. But that just doesn't suit me. Like, that's not me. And like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm trying to limit myself, but it's like, it's really not how I identify.
Right.
When I close my eyes and like think about, like, you know, in the Matrix, when he has his little avatar, basically, he's like, that's your digital residual thoughts of yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
Your residual image. When I do mine, when I close my eyes, I'm not wearing a fucking watch at all.
Darren's 6'1". He said, 200 pounds.
You watch your fucking mouth. Of many things I would change about me, my height would never be one of them. I would never change it. I mean, that's not saying never, never. But there's a shitload of things I would change, like hundreds of things I would change before I changed that.
Right. It's like...
If there was a magic pill you could take and you could get like your 3 genie wishes, being a taller motherfucker would not be one of my 3.
Yeah. I don't wish I was a taller. I'm not trying to be a baller. Sorry.
I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. Now the question is, is that too much? Is that too many bars? Are we gonna get ASCAP fined now?
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
I'm not scared.
We're fine. We're safe.
We've been flagged before.
We're off key.
I've been flogged before, in full disclosure.
There you
and it
go.
wasn't that bad.
See? There you go. That James Bond
Anthony, do
scene.
you have any weird news for us?
I do. And it's always from these.
Woo!
It's always from China. So, now, a person got drunk in China, and what object do you think they swallowed that is not normal, that can be seen in an X-ray?
A drunk person swallowed a large marble.
No.
A drunk person swallowed a like a toy race car.
No.
A drunk person swallowed an action figure.
No. So, I will tell you.
Those are 3 real guesses. I didn't throw any of those away. I really tried.
Yeah. So what they really swallowed was a spoon, a 6-inch spoon.
Wow.
Yeah. And
were they trying to be demonstrative?
no, they were just drunk. Oh, I lost it. Everybody can't see anything right now. Hold on, let me get you back up on the screen. No, actually,
it's like, were they trying to be like, look how far I can take this? Like, oh! And then it was gone.
She just forgot about it. She did it when she was drunk and forgot she did it.
Wow.
And then the next day, she's like, my stomach hurts. So I took her down to get an X-ray.
But what kind of soldier do you have to be to swallow a large object and forget that you even did that shit?
Just look at the way the spoon is, and I'll show it to the people as well.
That's how it rests in your stomach.
Yeah, let me show it to the people as well.
You know what? I respect this young lady.
Yes, the spoon is sideways, not straight down like you would expect it to be, but it's just sideways, like it's stuck.
Well, it went down straight down and then it settled.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yeah, you probably.
It like hit the bottom and just fell over.
Yeah.
And settled where it settled.
Yeah. So it's stuck in there.
So is there a surgery involved?
They're basically gonna do is they're not gonna open her stomach up. What they're gonna do is they're gonna just take like a thin tube down the patient's throat and just basically remove it. Like remove it up.
God damn.
Yeah. So yeah. So they're gonna just do that. If that doesn't work, then they're gonna have to cut her open.
Man, look. If you're a young lady and you're out having drinks, just don't put silverware deep down your throat. Otherwise, you might wake up in the state that this young lady woke up in China.
With a stomach ache.
With a tummy ache,
Tummy
a
ache.
belly ache, if you will. Shout out to Billie Eilish.
Next up is a Pittsburgh doctor claims that Antonio Brown repeatedly farted in his face and owes him $11,500.
Now, how do you monetize repeated farts? Like how much money
I don't even care
is
about.
each fart worth?
I don't.
Like, if you fart in my face once, is it only $2,000?
It depends on how much I
But if you
make.
fart in my face multiple times, I'm gonna need 11.5 because you're gonna have to drop off 11.5 in a bag.
The-
Or I'm gonna fucking or what actually?
Depends. It depends on what you ate that day. Like, what am I allergic to? Like, it all depends. Like, if I'm allergic to peanuts and you had a lot of peanuts, that's
Well, yeah. Now, if you give me pink eye, right?
yeah.
It's like, did you offend me or did you harm me? Like, if you give me pink eye because you think it's hilarious to like abuse the doctor, do you see what I'm saying?
Hold
If
on.
you think-
Hold on.
if you think it's hilarious-
Stop talking for a second. I literally I read the article and I read it again, and I didn't realize there was a video attached to this. That's hilarious. There's a video of him just.
A video of the act or a video of him talking about how this happened to him?
NFL Antonio Brown farts a lot during body fat test. So there's a video of him farting, basically, which is weird to me. Is the doctor's sitting down, Antonio Brown's up, doctor has his suit on, Antonio Brown's just wearing his his athletic shorts, and
Oh yeah, those are tough for farts. Those don't hold nothing in.
yeah, and he's just getting farted on by Antonio Brown, I guess, as it goes on, and he laughs. Yeah, so I never.
The doctor laughs?
No, Antonio Brown laughs.
Now, does he laugh because he's embarrassed?
I don't know. Let's
Or
find.
is he enjoying torturing another person?
I will find out, and we can let the people know. Let's see what happens.
I mean, first of all, this is the most times I've ever said that word in a single sitting in my entire life. Like, I usually don't talk about the functions of the butthole other than sexual functions. So I don't say that I'm 100% comfortable right now, but that's good. We've gone into it. You know what?
Jesus Christ! He's an animal. These are some farts.
these conversations
But
right now.
so he looks like he's embarrassed. It's not even like he's doing it on purpose, and it's not like he's farting in the
All right,
guy's
so
face.
By your eye, Mr. Davis looks embarrassed, which means that these are accidental discharges, possibly, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's the harm? Like, what happened to this poor doctor?
Nothing. He just says, let me go back. I gotta look at the thing. So, what the fuck's going on? All right, this is some weird shit. Like, I don't know why you could be like, this is weird. So he wants to sue this guy, and then at the end of the video, you see the doctor trying to do like one of them like handstands. Like from like
What?
those like he ends the video with him trying to do like a handstand. So like, you know how you do like the handstand with your elbows and your knees and you try to lift yourself up
Yeah.
that way. He starts doing that to end the video. That's not Antonio Brown, but the doctor. So I don't
Right, so
understand.
he's like, this man farted all over me.
No, but they're like
And
they're
by the
both
way-
smiling. They're both smiling in the video. They're both talking. They're both laughing. Antonio Brown's embarrassed. It's not like he did it on purpose. He didn't fart in his face. It was like his back was facing away from this dude. It's not like he was farting in his dude's face. So, and he's upset because this dude showed up 3 hours late to his appointment. You don't have to let him in. You could just tell him, "No, I'm cool."
Yeah, you could have been like, you have to reschedule.
Like, this is a stupid
I'm
thing.
professional with the schedule. You can't just come in here whenever you want, fart all over me.
Yeah, he's like, it seemed just childish to me. I'm a doctor, and this man farted in my face.
All right, now you sound kind of like a self-important cunt.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you're showing like, and I've been doing CrossFit, by the way. Check out my sweet fucking forearm stand.
Yeah, like, no.
Get the fuck out of here, Doc.
No,
You go fuck yourself.
you're a terrible person. I'm sorry. You should get no money. And matter of fact, I think Antonio Brown should
You're a
actually.
doctor.
He
If
should.
you're a doctor and you don't have any money, it's because you're a fucking asshole. Like, so you have plenty of money, or you're an asshole. And 11.5 is a strange. Like, I bet there's a used car he wants that costs exactly that. And he's like, you know what? That dude did fart on me the other day.
No,
If I go
you know
fuck with
what?
I can
You
do
know
that
what?
fucking-
It's
I
not
might
even.
be driving that Miata by the summer.
It's not even the other day. It's last year. It's a year and it's a 13 months old video of him getting farted on by Antonio Brown. He just filed suit like earlier this month.
He was probably telling someone the story, and they were like, "Actually, you could sue him for that."
It's like, you know what? I think I will, especially with that
Because
other.
essentially, what he did was he put fecal particles into the air near your face and head, your fingers. You could have passed that along to another patient. A lot could have gone wrong. You should probably sue this guy. And he was like, "I do want that Miata."
It's all what really probably is all because of that what like or the initial thing that happened to him like earlier this year.
What thing?
Like he was basically he was getting a mural painted of him in his house, and she was like kneeling down, and she was painting, and then she turns back over to find just Antonio Brown just standing naked, holding a small towel, like covering his genitals, and like let's see what other things happen.
He did the fig leaf gimmick?
Yes.
That is not cool. Just to a stranger?
To stranger. He's also accused of like sexual assault and rape. 3 separate incidents of sexual assault.
Okay, this just got way darker.
Yeah,
It was weird, and then it got dark. Yeah. Is he currently a player in the league?
Yeah. So I think he was. So currently he lost Patriots. Then he lost the Steelers. Or I think he was. So he was Steelers. Then he was in Oakland, and now he got signed to the Patriots. So now I think he was out for the first game, but I think he will be starting again in the next game or two.
Okay, so he either served time for crimes or these crimes were found not to have enough weight behind them to put him in jail. Yeah.
Let me see. I don't know. I think there's still a lawsuit going on, but it's like everything else. It's like with the NFL, they don't necessarily. It's not a big deal to them. Like they gave Brady deflating balls, and then I think it was like Ray Rice knocking some chick out the same amount of suspensions per game. So I don't think they really care about shit like this.
Like, hey man, you raped a couple ladies. How fast is that 40?
And also, he's like the best. He's one of the best wide receivers ever. So there's that too.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's like one of the.
How little I know about football.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm in the PI, and we'll end this here. I'm in the PI, and Brad Tavares is looking at me and Casey, and he's like, "Oh, you guys Browns fans?" He's like, "You're from Cleveland, right? You're Browns fans?" And I was like, "I am a Browns fan." He's like, "Well, you could like another team." And I was like, "You mean I could be a piece of shit?" Is that what you just asked me?
What did
You
he
just asked me if I was a piece of
He
shit?
just laugh. He's just like, that's funny.
No, he just no-sold it.
He's like,
He just
no.
no-sold it.
He's like, no, you could be better.
He's never smiled or laughed at anything I say.
That's funny. Your goal
No,
should
that
be.
doesn't mean I'm not implying that Brad Tavares hates me, because I don't think that's true. Because if he did, I would probably know. He's kind of scary, actually. But but I don't think that he shares my sense of humor exactly. I'll say that.
I think
Anthony,
your goal should be to make him laugh. That should be your goal, just to get it.
I'm not gonna try that hard. I'm gonna keep things friendly and distant with that giant Hawaiian with hammers for hands. I'm gonna keep things friendly and distant. And it's like one of those people that like I don't have a problem with, and I don't ever really want one.
Yeah.
Like, we're good.
That's fair.
We good, bro.
That's fair.
Anthony,
Yes,
episode 201 has come to a close.
it has.
It's been wonderful having another episode with you.
It is one.
Behind the switches, running shit as only you can. I know you have one more thing. Tell me what it is.
So, all right, episode 200 will be uploaded to Pornhub sometime today. It just takes a long time
Oh my god!
to upload, but it'll happen. It'll happen.
Oh my god!
It'll happen.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. It is here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
The crossover.
We are now.
We're putting episode 200 on Pornhub.
Do you want all episodes
Yeah.
from here on out to be on Pornhub as well?
I think we should until they say we can't.
Okay.
Like, until they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, no, dude, I hump the camera every now and then. That's porn.
There you go. See, look at that. Crotch
That's
to the
porn
face.
right there. I
Crotch
just
to the
made
face.
porn for everyone.
Now we can't be presidents ever. There you go.
Whoa.
It
was already a wrap for me.
Yeah, same here.
Anthony?
Yep.
This is a goodbye for real. Goodbye, Internet. XOXO.